This is actually a topic that I feel like gets neglected. It's the lips. And yes, we put like a lot of hydrating products on it and we like use our lip balms and like our glosses all the time. But like, what are we doing to protect and also like take care of our lips so that they age well, just like the rest of our face? And I think especially with like skincare, I mean, you're not really applying your skincare to your lips. So like we are neglecting an area that's also aging that we need to treat effectively. An area too around the lips that can be extremely challenging to treat. And that I know that I see so many women frustrated by getting fine lines around the mouth, they're losing volume. At the end, I'm also going to cover something that's very controversial that I always get a lot of hate over on what to If you're new here, I'm Jordan Harper, board certified nurse practitioner, founder and CEO of a results-driven skincare line called Barefaced, rooted around the concept less but better. And I am all about prevention because if we can get ahead of things, it's going to be a lot easier to treat in the long run. And the lips and the eyes are two areas in office that are extremely challenging to treat because you've got to be able to eat and talk. And so it's always better to look more natural than to look weird. But there's some things that you can do to address the lips that can make a big difference and so that they age well, just like we're all trying to do because we're trying to look and feel our best. In this video, I'm going to chat through what causes the lips to age, how they age, why they age, and what we can do about it. And then at the end, I'm also going to cover something that's very controversial that I always get a lot of hate over on what to avoid if you want to prevent smokers' lines, which you can still get even if you don't smoke. So make sure to stick around. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so what causes the lips to age? I mean, obviously we're all aging, but what is it that's making the lips look age? Something that I think a lot of people don't know is that the lips peak in volume around 18. And so after that, the lips are slowly and gradually getting smaller and smaller, natural collagen loss. And that happens in the lips a little bit earlier than it does on the rest of the face. And that's why if you look back at pictures of yourself when you're younger, your lips are probably more full. And when I'm treating patients in office who are wanting to get lip filler, a lot of times they're just trying to restore the volume that they had previously. Like they don't want to augment the lips. They're not trying to be like full Kylie Jenner 2015, but they're wanting to restore the volume so they look and feel like themselves. And that is because if you are 35, if you are 30, whatever, 8, like that's like 15 plus years of volume loss to the lips that like, it might be slight, but it's enough where you're starting to see like a lot of fine lines in the lips and the lips get more dry. All of that happens because of the volume, collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. The loss of that is also happening to the lips. Okay, another thing that causes the lips to age is sun damage. And this is an area like we're putting sunscreen on our full face. Let me ask you this, how often are you putting sunscreen on your lips? Probably not as often as you are putting it on your face. And what I've started to do is I'll just bring my sunscreen all over. Like I'm putting it on my lips, I'm putting it everywhere, and then I'll use like a lip SPF. But I've just gotten to the habit because like sometimes I just want like a gloss, right? And it doesn't have SPF in it. And so I just put my sunscreen all over, but like we are getting so much sun damage on our lips and we're probably not applying enough because you're gonna have to reapply there more than anywhere else. The next thing that causes the lips to age is dehydration. The lips do not have oil glands, so they cannot hydrate themselves. A lot of times, we can do that with, make sure obviously one, you're hydrated, like let's drink enough water, everybody. But also using things at night to like lock in the hydration to really, I love this product, Youthful Lip by Revision. That's really great to like lock in the hydration every night because at night typically, especially if you're using mouth tape, like it can just dry out your lips so much and they're just like the first to show dehydration. Exfoliate and hydrate, it can make a huge difference on like the lips feeling dry, cracked all the time. Another thing that ages the lips is repetitive movements. And like, we're not going to avoid this. And women are more expressive than men, but like, we're moving our mouth. We got a lot to say. We're chatting, we have a lot to share and we are just typically, and we're like doing the whatever face, whatever we're calling this, like the pucker for the duck face. Anyways, we're not doing ourselves any favors because we're like constantly doing this. And over time, that is going to lead to lines around the lip and on the lip as well. And I'm not saying to avoid that. I'm just saying that is what causes a lot of this like aging around the mouth. This is just like what happens. There's really very little we can do to prevent that unless you just want to be a mute. So those are like some of the culprits and some of the causes of like what happens and why we see aging in the lips. Here's some quick things that you can do to prevent. We talked about sunscreen. Wearing sunscreen on the lips every day and reapplication is Very, very important. Not only for prevention of collagen degradation and UV damage to the lips, because that's happening, but also for keeping the lips hydrated. So the sun can actually cause more drying of the skin in general and the lips. And so if you struggle with dry lips, make sure you're using an SPF, because that's going to also help to prevent dryness of the lips. Exfoliation. This is something I love, and I see people like aggressively exfoliating their lips. Like, don't do that. Don't use a toothbrush. Don't use like scissors. Don't do any of that stuff. You just need to use a glycolic acid. I love our polishing pads for this. You can use this once a week. You just swipe. It's nothing aggressive. And then you apply a moisturizer on top, and then you lock it in with an occlusive like an Aquaphor or Vaseline. That is going to help remove the dead skin, hydrate, and then lock everything in to prevent any excess loss. You do that once a week, you're not gonna have like cracked, sketchy looking lips. Retinoids, this is not for your actual lips, but this is for around the lips. This is an area that can struggle to tolerate retinoids, but I mean, we need to be boosting our cellular turnover here. And so if you can, I love a retinaldehyde. If you can tolerate a retinoid around the lip area, that will also keep that skin from hopefully preventing some of those lines from etching in. The lines and the lines that start to etch in around the mouth, that's from the repetitive movement. You're gonna address that more with like a Botox, but from a skin perspective, using retinoids and using peptides, which you can actually use around the lip and on the lip, can be really impactful to keep the skin integrity around the lip and to help the skin stay healthy and the barrier intact. Now, if you're already doing all that stuff from a skincare perspective and you're like, okay, no, I need to bump it up. I need an office treatment. That's great. I get it, because I believe that 80% of your results come from your at-home routine. And then let's level it up with an office treatment. I'm very pro office treatment, but like always have the foundation of a good skincare routine so you can get the biggest bang for your buck from your office treatment. So my favorite office treatments, if you are noticing volume loss, get some lip filler. However, it can make you look really weird. So make sure you have your injector, assess your whole face, because the weirdest thing you can do is get lip filler, but you're not addressing anywhere else. Lip filler, if you have facial asymmetry or if you have volume loss, should be the very, very last thing that you do. I know you want it. I know that's what you're noticing, but it should be the very last thing that you do. Otherwise, you're just going to look weird, and I just don't know how to say it. And you've seen someone that you look at them and you're like, they look weird. It's because they have lip filler and they don't have they have hollowing of the temples. Like, we've got to get the face proportionate first, and you do that by treating the outside. So you do temples. Anyways, we're getting into the details. The point is, I need to make a whole video on how I approach injectables, but the point is that lip filler can be really great for hydration and volume restoration, but you need to do it thoughtfully so you do not look strange. The second thing is Botox. This is another thing you got to be careful with, but you can do a touch of Botox around the lip. I personally don't like this on myself, but I have tons of patients that love it, and it helps you from over expressing when you're really starting to notice. The best time to do it is before these lines etch in, okay? And it helps the mouth not overly purse, and so you're not etching in those lines, because the muscle, the constant crunching of the skin is what causes those lines over time. If you do Botox, I would recommend doing Botox there first. That's just a very easy, non-invasive. If you hate it, it wears off in 2 months, whatever, bye. It does feel weird at first. You're like, oh, I don't know what to do. But it takes about 2 weeks to adjust to it as well once you ever get it. If you've never had it, you'll see. You'll be drinking out of something and it'll spill out of your mouth. But I promise you, it'll recruit other muscles and it'll all be fine. And you should just try it if you're bothered by your lip lines. Okay, after you get Botox, and if you're still no, I've got some etched in lines. The Botox is not cutting it. It's relaxing it, but they're still there. That's when you want to look into a laser treatment. There's a very invasive laser treatment. I had it under my eyes. It's called TRL. And that is really, really effective at treating this area, which I would say any other laser is going to treat, but it's not going to be that dramatic. CO2 lasers are good, but a TRL is actually even better for treating these areas, these really stubborn areas around the mouth and the eyes. So that's what I would look for if you've got these deep etched in lines. It can be really, really, really impactful. The recovery's not that great, but it is worth it. Am I selling you on these office treatments or what? Now, if you do not have lines that are etched in around the mouth and you want to do something to help prevent and to improve the skin quality, if you're 35 and younger, get a microneedling with a PRP or a PRF or a PDGF or exosomes, blah, 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 anything like that. That's great. 35 and under. If you're 35 and older, I know I'm giving you what does the 35-year-olds do? That's for you to figure out. But if you're 35 or older, Then use a laser. I would say that, so I'm 38. I did the TRL around my eyes. I did not do it around my mouth. Now I'm like, why didn't I do it around my mouth? But you could use like a halo or a CO2. Those are really great lasers that they're kind of like aerating a lawn. So they're going in, puncturing tiny holes into the skin. The same thing applies with microneedling, but the lasers are more intense and you're going to have a little bit more downtime and a little bit more dramatic of a result. So if you are 35 and under, do microneedling. It's a great way to improve skin quality and to continue to like boost collagen. And then over 35, jump into a laser. I think after like 35, like microneedling's fine. But if you're going to spend the money, why don't you spend a little bit more and get a better result? The downtime's like not terrible, and like who cares what you look like? I walk around looking like an absolute insane person. Here's what I looked like after my TRL, and I went to my kids' Thanksgiving thing. I'm going into the grocery store. Like I'm telling you, people do not care. They do not care, and I got to live my life. I'm not going to take a week off work looking like this, you know? I got stuff to do. Okay, this is what people really don't like me for. And I say this with love because it is true. If you want to prevent lip lines, everyone's about to be upset. I'm nervous to say it. Stop using straws. And you know what? If you love a straw, if it brings you joy and you just don't want to give it up, who cares? Just turn this off. Don't listen to me. But I am telling you that we are sitting over here, drinking out of our like Stanleys, and that is going to lead to premature lines around the mouth. Now, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter, but what's going to happen is you don't care now. And I get so much hate for this. It's like, let me live my life. Like, I'm letting you live your life, but I'm also telling you the truth. I'm not telling you and like shaming you for it, but I'm just letting you know. I have so many friends who, when they were 25, they're like, I'm never going to get Botox like that. It's like, that's great because you have no lines. They're 35, they're 40 now. They're like, oh, I think I want to get Botox because I don't look like myself. Well, the same thing happens with around the mouth. Like, you're like, oh, I don't care until you do. And like, I'm not saying we have to be so vain and like we have to care so much about what we look like. Like, don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But what I'm saying is like, I've seen it time and time again. Women are so bothered by this area because they feel like it makes them look like they smoke. And they're like, I don't smoke. Why do I have all these lines? And they're very frustrated by it. It's like, I don't want to be like this, but I've seen too much. And I feel that because I started in the aesthetic space when I was like 24 years old. And so it's like, when you see that, I'm seeing 50, 60, year old women who are like, they come in day after day and they're like, I don't like the around my mouth. Like, that etches into your soul. You don't forget it. Okay, that was a lot. And I got extremely passionate about it. But what I'm telling you is like, use straws, don't use straws. But like, that is something that's going to lead to premature lip lines. So, don't say I didn't warn you. That is a simple rundown, nothing to it, on how to treat the lips and how to prevent and address premature aging of the lips because, our lips are I think our lips are an area that like women love. Like, we love to wear lipstick. I think that's just an area of confidence for us. And so if we can do things to protect and allow the lips to age as gracefully as possible, like, why not do them? I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them below. I'll see you next week. And don't forget to like and subscribe.